So welcome back guys in the e-commerce purchases exercise solution lecture. I'm sure that you have already answered all the tasks, but still let's go through in this lecture on the task and solve them one by one. As I already said, the first two cells you can run them and see how the output look like. So the first thing first, we have to import pandas. So let's run this cell. And the first question is, please load the dataset in variable cust. Data file name is cust purchase fake data.csv. So code here cust equal to, we know we can read this file pd dot, and we can use tab to autocomplete read.csv, and the file name is cust. If you want, you can press tab and see which file you are going to load. So cust purchase fake dataset. So we are going to load this file. So let's run this cell. So the file is loaded now. The next question is, it's good idea to see how the data look like. Display first 5 rows of your dataset. If you remember, we learned about few functions and one of them was head. So to display 5 rows, we can use that head function on our dataset. So our dataset is cust, call that function head on that dataset, and if you press shift tab, you will see default n equal to 5. We don't need to pass in any value for n. So let's run this cell. Here we have the output, which is same as he's asking for. Moving forward, how many entries your data have? Can you tell the number of columns in your data? So once again, if you remember, we learned about info function as well. So in this case, we can simply call cust.info, and if we run this cell, we have the same output. So how many entries? So it has 30,000 entries. Can you tell the number of columns in your data? So the number of columns are, these are the number of columns, which is total 20 columns. Moving forward on question 4, what are the max and min ages? So maximum and minimum ages of your customer. Can you find mean of your customers? Actually, it should be age here. Anyhow, so if you go back and see the data set, we have prefix, first, last, email, gender, and age column. So we have to get the age column and use max, min, and mean on that age column. One more thing important to note, this output is using print statement. So we have to use print statement here. Print, and let's copy this one so that we don't need to rewrite, and here it is. And what he's asking, cust is our data set. We need to grab the column age and call max. Let's copy this one, paste it here, and we can paste one more time. So this is max age, so this is actually min. Age for the customer is, this is min, and then average age for the customer. So let's copy and paste it here, and this is average, which is mean. So what we're doing, we are grabbing the age column from our cust data set and calling max, min, and mean. We need to put parentheses here as well. So here it is. So let's run this cell here. So here we have the max age for the customer 65, minimum 18, and average the same number. So this is minimum. Actually, this should be minimum as well. So this is a typo error. So the next question he's asking for, what are the 3 most common customers' name? So we are going to display the most common names. Let's call, let's grab the name column, CUST, and if we go back and check, we have prefix, first and last. He's asking for only name, so let's grab the first name. So here we have first, and then we can call value counts, and then he's asking for first 3. So dot head, default is 5, so we need to pass in 3 here. So let's run this cell. So here we have 3 common names in our dataset. So what we are doing, once again, we are grabbing the first name column from the dataset and calling value count and displaying the first 3, because we know the value count is descending order, so it's a higher to lower. So moving forward, 2 customers have the same phone number. Can you find those customers? So if we look at the data frame again, we have a phone column here as well. Somewhere we have a phone column here as well. This is the phone column. So we need to grab phone column here. So let's grab the phone column. Cust, this is similar code as this one. Let's copy this one, because instead of first we are grabbing phone column here. So cust phone value counts, calling on our customer's phone column, and then let's display 2 because he is displaying 2, and run this cell. So here we have this phone number is repeated in the data set. Now he's asking for, we know the phone number, let's find out the other stuff. So let's find out about the customer who has the same phone numbers. So this is again a condition we need to apply on phone column. So cust phone, and what is phone number? This is phone number. Pass in the string format, and then pass in to the data frame. So we are actually filtering out based on this condition. So this is kind of our mask, and we are passing to the data frame. Let's run this cell. So here we have Mrs. Lily and Mrs. Peter, age 38, 27. They have the same phone number. Moving forward, how many customers have profession structural engineer? Now we have to grab the customer's profession column here. So let's grab the profession. CUST is our data set. Profession, PRO, profession, and which profession we want? Structural engineer. Let's copy this one and paste it here. And this is our condition. And based on this condition, let's pass into the cust. If we run this cell, we are going to get kind of all these people, all these customers who are structural engineer, but we don't want them but we don't need this whole information. We only need to know how many. So to get how many, we need to call count on this one. So here we have 87, 87, 87. This is the output he's asking for. In principle, he's asking for only one number, so you can, after count, you can call on any column, say last or first or any column, because they all are 87. So you can grab any column, prefix, first, last, email, gender, age, and this is actually 87. So this is actually 87 customers are structural engineers in the dataset. How many male customers are structural engineers? Now the same thing he's asking for, to grab only males. Let's copy and paste here. And now our condition is, this is our first condition, and our second condition is they are male, so gender column. We need to grab gender, and gender is male. So we can call only count here because we need the same output. So what we are doing, we are grabbing the customer's profession column, taking profession as structural engineer, and then gender as male, and is the, we are applying and these both conditions must be satisfied, and then we are calling count afterwards. Let's run this cell. So here we have the same output. So moving forward, find out the female structural engineers from province Alberta. So now the same condition is actually for female, and one additional condition, their province. So here we have to add another and, which is instead of gender we have province. Let's copy this province, paste here, and what is the province? AB. So what we are doing, we are applying three conditions and they all must be satisfied. Profession should be structural engineer, gender should be female, and the province should be Alberta. So he's not asking for count, he's asking for the whole information. So from our data set, let's run this cell. So these are the customers who are female and ages and their profession as a structural engineer, and they belong to Alberta. Moving forward, what is the max, min, and average spending? So now we have to grab the column price. If we look at this data frame, we have this price in Canadian dollar, which is actually the spending. So let's grab the spending column. So cost price, CAD, and we are going to call max. Let's run and see how it works. So here we have 100. So we have to get these three in the output we can use, and this is print again. So print, copy this one, paste it here, and max. Let's copy this line of code, paste it here twice. This is min and average. So call it min and here call mean. So what we are doing, we are grabbing the price column from our data set, calling max, min, and mean. Let's run this cell now. So here we have the same output. Moving forward, who did not spend anything? Company wants to send a deal to encourage the customer to buy stuff. Let's try to find out the person who has not spent anything. So anything means his spending is 0. So we have to grab the column spending again. Let's copy this one here. So grab the column spending column, which is actually price in Canadian dollar, and what is the condition? He has not spent anything. And this is our masking condition, our filtering condition. Let's pass into the cost dataset. So once again, this is our condition, the customers who has not spent anything, and we are passing this masking condition to cost. So let's run this cell. So here we have 5320 10597, 5320 10597. As a loyalty reward, company wants to send thanks coupon to those customers whose spending is 100 or more. Once again, the column is same. We have to grab the spending column, and instead of equal to 0, we need to apply the condition where the spending is greater or equal to 100. So what we're doing, we are passing the condition as a masking condition where the spending is greater or equal to 100. Let's run this cell now. So here we have 76 21093 21093 76 24385. So we are getting the same output here. Moving forward, how many emails are associated with this credit card? So this is the credit card number. We need to find out how many emails are associated with this credit card. If we look at the data frame, we have cc underscore no. So this is credit card number. Let's grab this column now because we need to find out the credit card number. So cost cc underscore no and credit card is equal to, let's copy this number. So this is the number. So we don't need to pass in the quotation marks because this is a number. So let's pass this to cost. So this is our condition where the credit card is this one, and we are passing this condition or masking condition to the data frame cost. Let's run this cell. So here we have a person who has the same credit card number. So this is kind of Dr. Ray and Miss Claudia. So he's asking for email only, so we need to grab their emails. So the email is this column here. If we run this cell, so here we have the output. Question 14, we need to send new cards to the customers well before their expiry. How many cards are expiring in 2019? We need to apply lambda function here, and once again let's split it into kind of steps. The first thing is, if we look at the data frame, we have expiry. So if we look at the credit card expiry, it is 04/2018 03/2024 07/2019. So if we get the index location for last two, so 0 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, so we have to find out these last two. So we have to grab these last two digits from cc underscore expiry. So let's find out. It's a little tricky. Cost, so ccexp, this is our column. We need to apply, and we know what is the lambda syntax. lambda, lambda passing x, and our x is this column here, which is actually 03/2024, this type of format. So what we want to grab, 5 and onward. So what we want to grab, the last two, which is 5 to onward and only 19. And here it is. Let's get an overview again. We are grabbing the credit card expiry column from our dataset and applying a lambda expression, getting credit card expiry and checking the index value from 5 to onward, because we know these two are from 5 to onward. If they are equal to 19. And then let's run this thing, and then after that we'll see what to do. So here we are getting our masks: false, 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 true, true, true. So this one is 19, expiring in 2019. So we don't need these false and true. So let's put this condition to some. And here we have. So these are the cards. 2684 cards are expiring in 19. So moving forward, how many people use Visa as their credit card provider? So once again, let's check the head of our data frame again. Cust.head, just to see. Credit card provider. So CC number, CC expiry, and CC type. Solo, Visa, Switch, Metro, and all these type of credit cards. Let's call unique on credit card type dot. Let's see. So here we have Solo, Visa, Switch. It's list of all the cards that the dataset have. MasterCard, Insta Payment, American Express, and so on. So we only want Visa. So the condition is equal to Visa. So we only want the customers who are using Visa. So let's call sum on this thing, because we want the total number of customers who are using Visa as their credit card provider. So let's run this cell. Here we have 1721 customers are using Visa as a credit card provider. Moving forward, can you find the customer who spent 100 Canadian dollar using Visa? So here we have to consider two conditions. The one is Visa and the second is 100 Canadian dollar. So one is credit card type and the second is price column. So let's grab both columns. So CC type equal to Visa and cost price CAD equal to, he's asking for 100. So these are two conditions. Let's put them in parentheses. So both of these conditions must be satisfied, and let's pass in to cost. So just an overview again. This is our first condition. The card type is Visa. Our second condition is customer spending 100 Canadian dollar, and both must be satisfied. So this is our mask, and we are passing the masks to cost. Let's run this cell. So here we have 76, last name Brown, age 31, and Visa and spending is 100. So Visa and spending is 100. Next question is asking for, in 17, what are two most common professions? We have to find out two most common professions. I hope you should be able to figure it out simply using value counts and displaying the top two. So you need to grab the column which is profession. So we have a profession column. Here we have a profession column, and then call value counts, and if we run this, we have preschool teacher, distribution manager. So list of all the professions. We only want two, so let's call head and pass in 2 here. So here we have preschool teacher and distribution manager. Question 18. Can you tell the top 5 most popular email providers? For example, gmail.com, yahoo.com. So once again, we have to use lambda expression. If you remember, we can use split because the email is some name at gmail.com. So we can use split at symbol and then find out the top 5 email providers. So what we need to do, we need to grab the customers email column and then call apply lambda expression, pass in the email, 2 variables, say x here, and then call split at x, where we want to split at symbol. And if you remember, we had like if we have name at gmail.com, if we remember, we had something like this type of email, and when we applied dot split, we got it the output, the name and gmail.com. So this was our output, just to recall. So we are splitting at, the list will be name and gmail.com. So this one is index 0 and this one is index 1. We want index 1 because we are grabbing gmail.com or yahoo.com. We are trying to find out the most popular email addresses. So we are splitting the email at and grabbing at index 1 the email provider. So let's call here index 1 as well. So let's delete this because this was just for understanding. And then now what we did so far, we grabbed the customer's email column, applied the lambda expression and doing the split at symbol and grabbing the email provider. We want the first 5. So here we have to use value counts, and this is what it is. This is, let's run this cell. So we have Gmail, me.com, Outlook, Live, Hotmail, Yahoo, si.tn, ki.sd, and so on. We only want top 5, so let's call head. We don't need to pass in anything because it's default 5. So here we have the same output. So the next one is there any customer who is using email with am.edu? This is the similar question actually. So we have to grab the email and then split at symbol and then grab the index 1 location and compare if anyone is am.edu. Should be very simple. Let's copy this one here till this thing here and paste it here. We are grabbing email, applying lambda expression, splitting at symbol, grabbing the first index, and then comparing if anyone has am.edu. So let's pass in. So this is our mask. Let's pass into cust. Let's run this cell. So here we have 150, 150. Let's check the email address. So this is email am.edu. So we are supposed to find am.edu. So the next question is, which day of the week the store gets more customers? It should be pretty simple so far because you learned how to use value counts. You simply need to apply value counts on a weekday because we want to know the weekday actually. So let's grab cust weekday. So this is the column we need to grab. call value count, and we need to this code should go here. So let's run this cell. So we have Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Saturday is the busiest day. So he's asking for 1 2 3 4 5. So let's call head as well, so just to get the same output. So here we have the same output now. So this was all about the exercise solutions. I hope you got a very good understanding on pandas so far. See you in the next lecture. Good luck.